Hi, Joe here. Welcome to first episode of Let's Play Shadows of Forbidden Gods. Now, this is a bit of a hidden gem, I feel. This is definitely a hidden gem. I got 50 hours in this game, of 49.4, in like 3 weeks or so. It is absolutely fantastic. It is beautiful in how simple it is and how everything just kind of works together. So in Shadows of Forbidden Gods, we basically play as a Dark Lord, as an evil power, evil god. You know, in pop culture, we'll be playing as one of the Sith from Star Wars, Palpatine, or we'll be playing as Sauron from Lord of the Rings. You know, we don't play as the heroes, we play as the evil power itself. And we kind of work in the darkness, and we want to do a few things. We either want to like submerge the world in darkness, we want to kill as many people as we can, or we want to have an empire, have a dark empire under our control. So there's a few different win conditions there. There's a bunch of different evil powers you can play. There's some mods as well for them. Some of them I'm not too good at, mainly because I don't really understand, for example, Orphan. I don't understand the religious mechanics yet. However, we'll be playing as my favourite one. Oh my gosh, I can't remember. Is this an eye? I feel like it's an eye. Iastur, the Laughing King. I think he's kind of based on the King in Yellow, I think. Well, he's basically a mad evil god. He carries a book around. Anyone who reads the book goes mad. Ooh, to press select. And we have the book. The book is kind of his main mechanic almost. That and madness. Iastur is about madness, the book, and also character interaction. This is the little game options here. We'll be doing a random seed. Go to all the options. Yep. This one stops. This one makes it harder. I feel like that's okay. Holy orders, yeah. Yep, most of this is basically on by default. You can leave everything on default. It's basically fine. The main thing you'd want to be changing maybe as you play more is maybe put elves off for your first game, because elves can be a big pain in the ass when you play, because they have a very large military. So doing some win conditions is difficult due to that if you don't know how to interact with them, and I don't know how to interact with them as well. So elves are also my bane. And then the alliance. The alliance is basically, you know, the good guys led by the chosen one. Chosen one is basically the hero of the game. There's always a hero. There's always a chosen one. Even if you kill him, another chosen one will be made. And the alliance is basically the hero's alliance, which he creates to oppose you as the evil god. So that would press start, yes. Let's do the seed. So we'll press start, and we'll just see. Yeah, one annoying thing is that you turn hints off, but they always come back on. They always come back on. Okay, don't need to see these for now. So this is the game map. It's been like 2 months since I last played. Yeah, it looks okay. So there's a lot on the screen you don't really see. all these sort of spots though. These are all the locations. There can be a few different locations. There can be villages, castles, cathedrals, cities, and then I guess capital city as well. There's a few more, like there's wilderness tiles where nothing really happens. There's a couple landmarks on the map as well which have some uses. There's ruins which you can explore to get usually gold, or maybe some other type of goodie. And then there's also orc camps. So where did we start? We started down here. So we're playing as the evil god. We don't play as him directly, although some gods may have a presence on the map later on. But we play as the evil god behind the scenes, and we have mortal agents. And our mortal agents will be going to these locations, and they'll be doing stuff that helps us out. And this would be either trying to cause chaos, try and make people insane, and shadow them. And shadow them means that they are more susceptible to us, to being evil, or we do stuff that can kill them. Or rather kill the population. Or we could go and attack heroes on the location. There's some, like we have an agent here, he's the evil agent. There's lots of, I'm going to call them neutral agents, because they're not necessarily good and they're not necessarily bad. They oppose us, but they can be turned to becoming bad. Or not even turned to being bad, they can be they can be manipulated to suit our cause. And there's a bunch of these neutral heroes on the map which we can interact with as well. And there's armies as well which represent large groups of people which interact with heroes as well, or rather are agents as well in some way. So there's a few things, well no, there's not just a few, there's a whole bunch of things that are doable. You know, you could start a plague somewhere, and while that plague is going on, it'll start killing people, and it'll start spreading to the nearby locations, killing more people, spreading further. And then not only that, but the neutral heroes, just as we do actions on this map, the neutral heroes also have a bunch of actions that they do, that they follow. They have certain motivations for it. If they have a trait that makes them, or rather, if they have likes and dislikes. This hero, Mage Laria Grazisage, hates combat, so that means her options here are less likely to be combat favoured. Like, we have this attack option here. It has a dislike of -20, so that means she's unlikely to do it. And here as well, the command battle defending. So it seems like there's something going on here. There's a war between two nations. And so she's going to be defending because her biggest motivation right now is that her nation needs her at 75. And once she's done with this battle, she'll go on to this second one. And the second one will possibly change. It may be reduced still, because there's a war going on and she's going to try and reduce tensions. And then once some of these are done, there may be like, it may get up to like combat the banditry here or some such. And then there's a whole bunch of neutral heroes on the map which do their own stuff. Like this one is going to go rest, and then after resting it's going to go hunt the game, which will add food to the city. And that's kind of what heroes do. They're neutral. They they're kind of dispositioned to oppose us, but we can make use of these neutral heroes to help us. And then there's the Chosen One. The Chosen One is basically the hero. He's always opposing us, and he's always getting on our backside. Although, what's actually funny about this Chosen One is that I actually see that he actually dislikes a character. I don't know who this character is. Oh, okay, it's just this character here. So this is an example of one of the heroes doing something like that could benefit us. The Chosen One is going to sabotage this character. This character is each settlement has a governor who owns it and runs it. And then in the capital city, there's the head of each country. So the Chosen One here hates this Empress, who I believe this is just a single. Oh, it's not a single. Yeah, this empire here, this Imit dynasty, it owns all of this, and so this Chosen One is going to, because he doesn't like the character. He has a personal grudge. He's going to mess about with the Empress here, which will probably be beneficial to us, because it will stop this Empress from doing her own actions. So the heroes can do actions on the map, and governors can also do actions. Governors perform something called a local action. The local action will probably be like tax or reduce or muster. Or if you plague them, they'll start inoculating the population. And this is, I find this is very easily predictable to manipulate, because unlike hero motivations, there's not very many here. And these are the local actions for governors. So the ones who are under cathedrals, the villagers. What's this? Is this a cathedral? I can't tell. Yeah, cathedral. Cities. And then there's also the capital city here. The capital city also does a local action as well, but they also do something called a national action. And this national action is something that affects the entire country that they're part of. So there's a whole bunch of countries here represented by the flags. Usually you want to mess with the biggest one. So looking at them, I can kind of see that the biggest one is probably this brown one, the crowns of Entes. So that's probably where we're going to go head to. And then there's also the Wood Elves here. The Wood Elves are giant pain, or other elves are giant pain rather. I'm still not totally great on messing with them, so I'm not going to go do that. I believe we'll be heading to up here. And so each country's national action is something that will affect the country. Like, these are improving relations with the Crowns of Entes. And they're doing that mainly because the Empress, she hates cruelty, and the clans here, they seemingly have a lot of troops. Is that correct? I don't really yeah. They've quite a lot. But that's not them actually, that's something else. That's a free company. Yeah, so each city has troops on it. So villages don't, cathedrals don't, castles don't. It's only cities that have troops. And the size of, or rather, let's go into the status screen for them. They have a population, that's how many people are there. Big population means that they need more food. They get the food from surrounding villagers who produce food and then go send it here. If these villagers get like plagued or raided, it means there's less food here, and so the population could start decreasing, and so things would change in the local action. Like they may have to start. What was the action here? Oh, it's not here yet. But they may have to start reducing unrest or taxing, which causes unrest. Security, that's how easy it is for us to do stuff there. Capital cities are hard to do stuff in, and places where the governor have a high intrigue stat is hard as well. Treasury is the amount of gold the governor has. So if it's low, they'll be prone to taxing. If they're greedy as well, they'll be prone to taxing, and this increases unrest, which has other knock-on effects. Defense is kind of the size of the army there, which is basically increased by its population and its prosperity. Population can go up over time. Prosperity is kind of set in stone by its location. Mainly, the main thing that affects prosperity is coastal cities. Coastal cities have docks, which give 20% prosperity, so they have extra troops. So dock cities, or rather port cities, will always have higher troop counts. It's habitability, which is like places down here which deserty don't really have high habitability, and so it like affects the amount of food and population there as well. So you'll see that somewhat up here in the north, low habitability as a low population as well. And conversely, somewhere down here as well, yeah, low habitability, low population. High habitability, high population. It's a good correlation there. So characters, they have 4 different stats: might, law, intrigue, command. These kind of affect the actions that they do. They get a bonus to doing them. If you're trying to do an intrigue action, you get extra bonus for each point of your intrigue. If it takes 150 points to do an intrigue action, you might have a base of 5 per turn, but if you have 3 intrigue, it would add 3 on, so it'd be 5 plus 3 is 8. So instead of 5 per turn, it'd be 8 per turn. So it's turn-based with 500 turns, basically, to be so evil that we win. Either start plague, start wars, start madness, just do anything. And that's kind of what the characters can do. Our agents will be going places and doing stuff. And our god, we have some powers. These are like our evil powers. We only have 1 right now, but we'll get more the more seals are broke for this god, Iastur. Seals are broke as the game goes on. As the seals break, we also can get more agents. We can recruit an extra agent right now. Looking on the map as well, there's orcs. Orcs are kind of neutral as well. They usually get in the way of humans. I'm actually curious because usually orcs can kind of just get absolutely smashed by elves. If they spawn the elves will destroy them, because elves, unlike human cities, unlike human countries where only human cities have troops like this, and the castle zone, the villager zone, every elf grove or location has an army, so they have so many troops. And so the orcs, they have troops as well in their camps, and so if they spawn near elves, they usually get absolutely blasted. I usually like playing with the orcs, but this time I don't think I will, because I usually overplay with them. They'll be doing stuff as well. They have their own agents, they have their own armies. There's two of them next to each other. They'll probably go to war, and one of them will probably absorb the other one, and then they're probably going to just maybe expand. Yeah, they're probably going to expand up here because of habitability, and then they're probably going to get into a war up here or something. So that's orcs. There's also an underground. To be honest, I absolutely never play with the underground. There's dwarves underground. The underground's from the DLC. There's dwarves, they do stuff as well. Most of it is kind of empty. I only see one dwarf nation. I think there's usually 2 or 3. So it's kind of rare that there's only one. But we probably won't be doing anything underground. There's a god which is heavily involved underground, which seems kind of fun to play, but you need to play him more to know what he does. So we spawn down here at the Elder Tomb. This is basically where our god is sealed. For us specifically, we have, I mentioned Ishtar's Madness Tome. Anyone who reads it goes mad. We want to be given this to characters so that they go insane. If they go insane, they start getting bad traits, like, or rather, they start getting bad traits or dislikes and likes. And so that will be good for us, because if we put them on, for example, just the Empress up here, if she starts going mad and she starts liking combat, if she starts liking cruelty and whatnot, she'll be more likely to do something silly like declare war on a neighbor because she likes warfare. And so that will like spread death and destruction. So if the heroes ever pick up the tome, it will be put back here. So that's, and later on as well, when we have 9 seals broke, much later on, we'll be able to like passively spread madness through here. But we don't really care about this right now. We care about heading to somewhere to go do some shady stuff. And I think the shady stuff we're going to do is going to be up here at the Crowns of Entes, because they seem really big. They seem very, very big. And I'm thinking, is this the capital right here? Yes, it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'm thinking we're gonna probably go start a civil war in this country, because this country looks perfect for a civil war. And while that's going on, while doing a civil war, I kind of want to weaken the neighbors as well, so that they can go attack them and whatnot, and go do warlike stuff. So if we have a look here, just the military strength, super military strength. Yep, they have 9,000 troops. Elves and dwarves have a lot. Basically no one else has anyway. So if they start going on a rampage, because during the Civil War, they're gonna do good stuff for us. Really though? Where are all their troops then? 1,000 is a lot. I guess this is like all Like there's like 10 10s or something. Well, I guess there was. However, we shall be going over there to cause some chaos. I'm looking at stuff we can just do. Is this support? Yes, so the Civil War, when we start the Civil War here, it's probably going to be the west side against the east side because of how the Civil War mechanic works. So we want to weaken the east side. So we'll weaken the east side by maybe start madness here and starting on Civil War stuff over here. So the first thing we want to do is we want to move our first agent, the Supplicant. And the Supplicant, he's going to be doing stuff along the coast. Is this a port as well? Yes it is. Let me just look at port cities. Is this a port? It is. Yes, I'm thinking we do madness stuff over there with the Supplicant. So let me just recheck what this would entitle. This would entitle. Yeah, this would entitle him to use his war skill and his intrigue skill. So we get a level up to start with. And we want to pick this. It'll every time he's in a settlement, the madness will increase by 1. So we'll pick that and we'll start moving him up to this city right there. It's going to take a while to get there. That's okay. And we have a free agent slot, so we will spawn an agent. The Supplicant is a one of a kind that we start with. And then there's a bunch of agents here. There's unique ones, there's only one of them. We can only make one of them per game. And they have various special abilities. They're all, to be honest, they're all kind of useful. Apart from the Aristocrat. The Aristocrat is... the Aristocrat is just absolutely terrible. So that is one to never ever use, and then there's generic ones which you can recruit as many of as you want. One of them's focused on orcs, one of them's focused on like magic. There's magic as well. However, if you stop doing magic, all the mages, like this mage we looked at before, Mage Laria Grassisage, they have arcane knowledge. If you start doing magic, it will trigger an arms race in the world, and every single mage will start trying to learn magic and get better at it. Which may actually be useful because it will cause them to not interfere with you. Because it will cause them to go study and whatnot, so it could be a strategy to intentionally start the arms race and not do anything with it. The third agent is the Hierophant. I like the Hierophant. However, what we want first is the Dissident. We're going for Civil War in the big nation. The Dissident is the way to go, so we'll spawn him up here at one of the cities. When we do missions at here, the missions are called challenges. They take a certain number of turns, and that's timed by the security there. So if the city's it's higher, if the governor has high intrigue, it's higher, and this can really add up. So one way to lower security is by enshadowing them. One way is to do stuff in the neighboring villages and locations, which is what we'll be doing. We'll be going to the neighboring locations first, because instead of doing stuff at the 6th security, we could lower it to like say 5 or 4 or 3 before we start doing stuff. And I've now just noticed that there's actually a covenant here. So a coven is one of the locations on the map, and we can use this to start spreading shadow. Shadow is how susceptible they are to us, to evil. They'll start doing less beneficial actions to the good guys if they're enshadowed. They'll start looking the other way for us, and the security will decrease. So we'll try and get this coven, and then get... Actually, is this... Yeah. We'll be getting the coven here, and we'll start getting shadow. Maybe to probably this city right here, which will lower the security, and then we can go infiltrate it and do stuff. So we'll spawn the dissident here. Gets the 3 level up traits. Okay, so... Oh no! I accidentally clicked, that's okay. So there'll be a lot of clicking and such, because it's 500 turns, so we'll just be ending turn. This is basically saying, and you'll get lots of pop-ups, it's basically saying the governor here is becoming enshadowed, because there's some randomness at the game starts. So the security of here is decreased by 2. Okay. Where were we? No. Yep. It's not good, but it's okay. It's okay. And so we'll do our first mission here. It's an intrigue action. Purple means intrigue. He has 4 intrigue. He's good at intrigue. It'll take how long? It'll take 50 ticks or progress, and he gets 4 progress per turn. The 4 progress being his 4 intrigue. So to get to 50 from 4 it takes 13 turns. And the first thing you want to do at any location is to infiltrate them, because the infiltration will basically enable most other actions, and it will start giving a small passive amount of shadow there as well. So we want to infiltrate, and we want to use our god power Iastur. This god power is it boosts the infiltration in the selected location. We'll probably just want to use it. We'll use it on the city for now, and it infiltrates the bottom spot here automatically. So this is 33% initially infiltrated. In order for our dissident to start doing revolution stuff here, to start a civil war, the thing we want to do is whereabout is it? Oh, I can't actually see it. Yeah, it's a separatism. And it requires 100% infiltrate city. So we need to infiltrate every location here. Automatically the market from the power. We need to do 2 more infiltrate actions on the dock, and then the top place, which is the powers. And it has to be more than 4 away. So I said it's probably going to be west versus east here. That's because the capital is here, the east. And every city that's 4 spots away is in the west. So that's why we're working over here. So we want to infiltrate the coven. Yep. And he's going up here. So we'll just keep going. And this was, I believe this was the chosen one, causing some damage here, which is quite funny. And you get a whole bunch of pop-ups about religious tension and stuff. Usually you can just kind of, unless you're paying attention to it, because it's part of your game plan, you can usually just kind of customize what you want popping up. Okay, so the supplicant has arrived here now, and we'll want to start. Let me think actually. Because to use these powers, we need points, and we gain points every tick of turn. For Iastur, the more, if we have the tome down, we'll get more power per turn. Now I'm thinking that we'll just check the heroes here. Okay, so the hero for the city is all the way up there, and he's not coming home anytime soon. So we'll put the tome down, which will help us get another power faster. Okay, so he's put the tome down. So the awareness is basically the opposite of shadow. The more shadow they are, the more susceptible they are to us. The more aware they are, the more against us they are. So the chosen one will generally be trying to cause people to become aware. To turn them against us, and then eventually he'd try and turn them to the Alliance once they're fully aware. So we have the tome down, it's causing madness per turn, and the current rate has increased from 1% to 5% because the tome is down. So I'm thinking one thing I actually want to do is okay, yeah. I was wondering if I should use the power to instantly get the docks, but the power just does the one at the bottom, so I have to manually do the docks. The reason I want to do the docks is that the docks, a location with the docks allows a wall challenge, a magic challenge basically, to be done, which increases madness there, basically permanently. And so having a basically permanent madness modifier is good, because over time it will just cause trouble. It will cause trouble, it will make the governor mad, it will waste heroes' actions trying to do stuff. So and that's kind of what you want to do, because there's so many more heroes than you. Like, you can just see in this page here, you can see a whole bunch of heroes, and they're all doing stuff. If you try and do something, they'll probably try and counter it, maybe, depending on what it is. So you want to do stuff that will draw their attention away, and doing like the madness stuff on the docks is a very good way of doing that. So we'll just want to keep doing that. Supplicant leveled up. When a hero does challenges, they level up, they get XP and level up, and then can increase their stats. I know he's going to be doing some wall challenges as well, so I want to increase his wall. And while doing challenges, they get two stats called Profile and Menace. Profile is how far away they can be seen from. Every 10 means that they can be seen from 1 square away. So this this princess here cannot see the supplicant because he only has 5 profile. If he had 20, she could see him. And if she had traits like she hated shadow, she likes cruelty, she likes combat, she might have something like attack supplicant here, and it might be quite high up. And the thing that would affect how high up it is the menace trait. The menace is how likely heroes are to come attack us or disrupt us. We can't let it go too high, same with the profile. Eventually we'll have to start stopping what we're doing and rest, so that we lose profile menace. Although it has a minimum amount equal to 1/3 of our of the most it's ever been. So we'll just want to keep pressing enter until stuff does. Oh, that's very funny. So I wonder why that happened. So the governor here put a bounty onto the dissident, which means if I try and find a hero, it's probably, oh no, he's not seen yet. Can this witch see? No, he can't, because his profile's not high enough to be seen. What this will mean is their motivation for attacking him will probably be higher because there's a bounty on him, which is a giant pain in the rear. Okay, we want to use our action again. Probably to be... not sure. Here seems kind of good because it's adjacent to 2 cities, so the security will decrease. Not just on this city, but the city as well. So security is 5, security is 6. If we infiltrate it, it goes to 5, from 6 to 5 because there's a adjacent infiltration, and it goes from 5 to 4 because there's an adjacent infiltration. Okay, that's religious stuff. I'm not being too focused on religion right now. Okay, now that he's here, yeah, and yeah, the motivation for the bounty is 20, and he doesn't like elves. He's an elf, so he's even more likely to attack him. But for now, it's still low down. But if he gets more menace, it'll be higher. Okay, religious stuff. Not too bothered about religion. What's he doing here though? Okay, we infiltrate the coven here. What? Am I crazy? Why can I not? Oh no. Okay. I jumped the gun here a little bit. I thought this was just a normal coven. The religion screen is quite of a pain to look at. So what the hell is the stuff then if they... okay, I'm not gonna bother with that. It's a little bit annoying. I've never ever seen that. I've never ever seen a coven that doesn't have the dark worship tenet. Oh no, I'm getting mixed up here. We have to get points to make it in our favour to be able to use that. So what we'll just do then is go infiltrate the docks. Actually no, because I'm very, very stupid, because the security is still so high. So sometimes we'll be getting events when we perform actions. Usually they're not good. Like, we only have one option because he has no gold to buy an item. So his profile and menace will increase. I have to pick it. So we want to infiltrate here to reduce the security. Political marriage. Okay, and we have a power. We want to use it again. I'm wondering where exactly I want to use it. One, two, three. Oh, this is actually within 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3. Is it within 4? I can't tell. I don't think so. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it's not. Oh, I guess that's just the free company there. It's a little bit of a pain because spending so long picking. I'll do it here. Okay, one of the orc agents died. Got another event. We don't really care about his menace. And we'll lose 10 progress. Don't want to. So the seal broke. We got a new power. What does the new power do? It basically causes. So our god Ishtar. The stuff that he does is stuff involving character traits and madness. And so his powers will start doing that. However, this is a cost of 1 right now, and the cost will increase as the game goes on. So I want to make use of it right now while it costs 1, so that we can keep infiltrating, get some extra infiltrations. And it also added onto our agent count. We now have 3 agents. So what I think I'm going to do is possibly get a Hierophant. It's kind of a jack of all trades. Not jack of all trades, but I like the Hierophant. He's a good egg. Yep, and this is an example where I should have infiltrated somewhere else, the village. However, if I infiltrate the village here, this will decrease from 50 to probably 150 to probably 125 or 100. So we'll go here. We've got a wall and we'll infiltrate the farming community, which will reduce the amount of security here. Okay. So now the tome has been around for so long that, yeah, it's generated so much madness that someone's decided to come clean it up, which is okay. It's kind of got us a lot of power early on, which is what I wanted, because I wanted the free infiltration. Because the free infiltration is always great to have. Because basically it speeds up, if you think of it in one way, it basically speeds up your action economy, right? We'll go there. Okay, so that was 150. Now because the security's decreased, because we infiltrated that, it's decreased to 125. Once this is done, it will decrease to 100. always find profiles a bit easier to manage. Okay, he's infiltrated it. And we want to infiltrate that location. And he actually leveled up. I actually want to get the stealthy trait because of the bounty put on him. I don't particularly want him to get killed, so I want to make sure he has as low profile as possible. So I'll get the stealthy traits. Okay, he's picked up the tome now. And the orcs are doing stuff. Oh, that's not good. Is intrigue decreased? I guess it's still worth doing though, because it will affect... Well, no, I don't think it's worth it now, but... Because the only location I want to infiltrate here is the dock. I believe this is the chosen one, yeah. Oh, I will definitely increase the chosen one's menace. I'll definitely increase the chosen one's menace and disrupt them. Oh yeah, I can't get menace, of course. Okay, we'll use our power again to get somewhere. Probably up here, I guess. Is this part of the kingdom as well? No, it's not. That will decrease the difficulty here by 1. Yeah, decrease the difficulty here by 1 as well. Okay, he's got the docks. 15 is... So when a hero levels up, they regain all of their health, so if they're low level, they'll be easy to level up, so losing the health is pretty safe to do. Okay, now that he's infiltrated here, I actually want to collect the tome. I'll pick up the tome. Oh my gosh. And we got a bunch of new powers. I believe this is increased to 2 now, yeah? And his menace and profile have gone through the roof. That's because the collect tome must have a ton of profile menace on them, so some challenges have different amounts of profile menace gain. And so we want to kind of start decreasing his by laying low, although... So you want to lay low to decrease it. It decreases profile menace by 1 per turn. You can get it up to 2. 2 and 3, depending if some conditions are met. So you kind of want to get those conditions met, which are basically in shadow and infiltrate. I'm wondering then, it's probably a better use of time if I infiltrate the library and then lie low, because... Well, no, of course it won't. It'll take 32 turns to do this. Sometimes you can go to a nearby place to do it, like in the wilderness, down here. But there's no like wilderness nearby. To lay low in. And so we kind of have to bite the bullet. Because you can only lay low in the city. So we can't just infiltrate here and go lay low in it. We have to go infiltrate a city and then lay low there. So yeah, he will lay low because this is a very high amount. I forgot the threshold. There's a threshold where cops, or not cops, armies will begin attacking you. I believe it's 30 profile that happens if I recall correctly. It's okay, the madness is going on. Madness, it starts doing stuff after it's 100. The sanity of the governor will start decreasing. So now that's 100, stuff will start being done there. Okay, now that this is done, I'm actually wondering if he's... No, he can't steal. Yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to go into the city here. We're going to infiltrate. We're going to try and infiltrate all of it. And then start promoting separatism. So some nations are going to war. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, that's a lot. Increase minus by 5. So I recall the chosen one. He disrupted the city here, and it lost a lot of gold. I didn't check what happened, but it must have increased unrest, and unrest must have like went out of control, and the city basically got destroyed. And so when the city is destroyed, other nearby nations will start refunding to remake it. Okay, the Hierophant is done there. And we kind of want a base over here that could let us lay low in. So we're going to infiltrate, and that will get us to the... what do you call it? The threshold to start getting two of Profile Menace. So now I'm going to start doing the Mullane Catch. This is why we wanted the dock. Hopefully with the Mullane Catch, madness will just start here permanently. Madness will start being made, and heroes can reduce madness. Like, I believe this guy is reducing it. Oh, he didn't reduce it. Must have been someone else. But heroes can reduce it. But if there's a passive source through Mullane Catch, heroes will always be doing stuff here, and it will get them off our backs elsewhere. So it's a good way of, you know, getting them off our backs, making them do other stuff, and it basically lasts the rest of the game as well. So it's permanent. Go to turn 60. Bounty placed. One more. I don't, because he's so high and we've only done it for 2 turns. I'm going to actually cancel it. And do it again. What? I'm going to start infiltrating there. Okay, and that's where we'll end. This is a bit of a hidden gem. It's something that you really have to like kind of play yourself to experience, because everything that you're doing, the AI plays by the same rules, and it's so like beautifully simple in how everything interacts. If you start a plague here, it'll just have like a knock-on effect on the entire game, and you can really see what happens when you do stuff. Like now that the city got destroyed here, I'm not actually sure what's happening. There's a lot of devastation, so they must have been raided or something, and that's causing an unrest increase, and then there's people dying because there's no food, and because the villagers are losing people, they're not making enough food. Because they're not making enough food, the villagers are losing food. Oh, sorry, the city's losing food, and it could even get to the stage where the people in the city start dying. Jeez, that's a lot of people there. That's a lot of food. And to be honest, this is probably like a prime spot for a plague, because if the city's wiped out, a lot of people in here will stop dying, and then it will spread to here, to here, to here, and it will just absolutely ravage the eastern part. But yeah, it's a very beautiful but simple, beautifully simply complicated. No, it has depth to it. It has depth to it, and it's fun to play. I would definitely recommend picking it up if you can, if it goes on sale. Yeah, that's all I can really say. I absolutely love playing this. There's so much you can do. There's so many different strategies. You can do stuff with the orcs. You can cause like an orc army. I could have focused on the orcs and caused an orc army. Yeah, the orcs, they united. I could have like went for a strategy where I raise an army and send them north after plaguing up here to reduce their army, because they still have like 1,000 troops, which is very difficult to overcome. Or you could do something else with the elves. You could focus on the city-states maybe, like making them hate each other and go to war with each other. There's so many things you can do, and there's a lot of tools that you have to accomplish it with your powers, with your different agents, some of them with their unique actions, like the Dissident for triggering civil wars. There's just absolutely so much you can do, and it is so beautiful in the amount of options that you have and how they all interconnect. Because you can literally just see how they interconnect by clicking on a hero and then seeing, oh, this guy hates Mage Loria Grasage and he likes danger. If I make him like combat and hate humans, he might go kill Mage. Where is she? Mage Loria Grasea? Okay, so he's killed. So maybe he kills Mage Loria Grasage. She doesn't in this case, but it's possible one of her family members might have been a governor. They might have been a governor or another hero. or even like the leader of a nation, and then suddenly, because this guy killed her, because we made him like combat, her family members would hate him, and then they would try and kill him, and then his family members, who you can see there's a lot, his family members would then hate the people who killed him, and then it kind of spirals into a lot of chaos and death and destruction. And that's just another way of kind of playing, just causing absolute chaos. But yeah, I've rambled on, and this has gone on, I think, like 20 minutes longer than I hoped. But anyway, thank you for watching this first episode of Let's Play Shadow of the Shadow of the Forbidden Gods. It is a great game. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Might not, to be honest, I'm gonna be honest, I don't actually think it's fun to watch. I don't think it's very fun to watch. Because this is more of a game that you kind of play in your head. I'm sure that anyone who's played it would agree. But yes, thank you for watching. Maybe I'll see you again. Ciao out. Bye.